Good morning. Happy Monday. I hope you're going to have a productive week. And I'm excited to kick off today's conversation on Mindset Monday around motivation. So if you haven't joined me for Mindset Monday, welcome. My name is Drew Demery, and I am a business coach. And we're going to talk about a deep dive into the conversation around motivation. So as a coach, I hear all the time people say, "Hey, coach, Drew, can you help me find some motivation? Can you help me uh, just be more present with my business and kick my butt if I need to?" Well, one of the things I unfortunately have to tell you, or I tell them, is that I don't have the magic dust of motivation, right? So I can't sprinkle something on your over your head like Tinkerbell and make you have motivation. What the truth is that none of us want to do the hard stuff, right? If we could probably get through life in an easier capacity, I think we probably would all choose that. But successful people do it anyway. Yes, and a coach does help. But I will tell you, today's conversation is about how do we tap into our motivation. This is not new. This is not an original thought. This is just a true and factual thought. You have to build a plan, and you have to go after that plan with a sense of purpose, right? So where does it break down? Why do we not have that kind of motivation sometimes within us, right? Well, I see two types of people when I coach or train people. Number one, you don't have a written plan at all, right? So we're relying 100% on willpower for whatever goal or whatever strategy you want to employ. And just like a cliff, we drive off the cliff, right? Second is we have a written plan, but you don't ever look at it again, right? So it's not in your face. It's not something consistently showing up in your day-to-day actions. So it's literally that out of sight, out of mind, right? And so because we know motivation is connected to a plan, we got to make sure that you're evaluating that plan. And so often when I see a person, maybe they do have the written plan, maybe they are looking at it, they're not tracking their progress, right? So think about in nutrition or fitness or business. If you only step on the scale once a year, you're never going to know if you're gaining weight or losing weight. You're never going to, if you don't track calories or protein or macro points, right? You're not going to know if you're in the pocket or out of the pocket, right? So I definitely want you to kind of think about what motivation is connected to, and it always is a plan that's written, and it's always connected to that evaluation process. Because our mind plays tricks on us, right? So when we think about the growth mindset, if we're relying 100% on our motivation being an emotional thing, unfortunately, our brain is wired to protect us, and so often it's telling us negative things that are honestly positive things in reality. So I kind of give an analogy of like motivation is like a boat floating in the ocean, right? We all sway and we all vary every single day, just like the tides and the currents of the ocean, right? So your goal is the destination, but your plan is the journey to get you there, right? And so along that plan or along that journey, motivation either shows up or doesn't. And often when we are not feeling it, right? So we wake up today and we're just not feeling that, right? You have two choices. You're going to suck it up, buttercup. You're going to do it anyway, or you're going to have to reset and start again tomorrow, right? And so when you have a written plan and when you have accountability and when you have that opportunity to evaluate it on a consistent basis, you do have the option to kind of reset and start again, right? And so I think that's something that I want to encourage you to do to connect to that motivation. The final thing I'll say about motivation is I think sometimes when we have our plan, we have our evaluating it, we also make our plans so complicated that we give up before we even start. So it's kind of the concept of keep it simple, right? So make sure that whether you're having a business plan or a personal plan or a financial plan, that you're not overcomplicating it because again, connected to motivation, we have a tendency to have a low or weak willpower when it gets complicated, right? So I want to end with a mindset quote. It says, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% of how we react to it. And you know that's true, right? So life is going to do what life does. It's going to take us in different avenues and different routes. But how we react to it is connected to our motivation. It's connected to our growth mindset. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this quick dive on mindset, specifically around motivation. And I hope to see you next Monday and have an amazing day. Talk to you soon. Bye.